once in a while, they would start using the sweat lodge down the quarry after the first one was built, and that was in 1968. And at that time, it was my first time that I ever went to a sweat lodge, because I had not had access to it. I didn't know anything about it. And there were medicine people from South Dakota came over here to put the lodge up and invited me to join them in the sweat. So when we went into the sweat, being the first time for me, it was super hot. It was something that I didn't know if I was going to survive that first door, but I made it through and got a little better after that. And the medicine man then told me after the sweat was all done, we were sitting in the sweat lodge yet, just kind of cooling off. The sacred pipe was filled. It was smoked by all of us as the ending of the sweat lodge. And the medicine man said, in this lodge, spirits came to me and they told me to tell you your power is Iktomi, the spider. I said, well, okay. And being a real rookie at this, I really wasn't understanding all this, what was going on at that time. So then a couple of days later, after recovering from the sweat, I was going to start my quarry. So I went down to the quarry, and I could not believe what I saw there. I could see spider webs, cobwebs, just full all over my quarry. And I got to look and I thought, wow, this has never happened before. So being that rookie, I cleared all the cobwebs away and spider webs and stuff like that. And as I went down to the quarry, I offered the prayers. I looked at the ledge of rock there, and where I left off the year before, and there was a spider. It came down the rock, and it stopped. And there was a little bitty fracture line there. So it stopped. So I said, okay, you're my power, go away. Shoot, get out of the way. I don't want to kill you. So I chased it up that way, but it came back over there, came right back down, stopped the same place again. So I said, go on, get out of here, I don't want to hurt you. Right back down again. That happened 4 times. Finally, I go, boom. You're not thinking. Iktomi is your power. He's trying to help you. So I said, Iktomi, now I understand what you're doing. So now you go. Spider left, walked away. At the point where the spider stopped those 4 times, I got a chisel. I took my hammer and I hit it about 3 times to set it. And once it was set, I took my bigger sledgehammer and I hit it one more time, one good hard crack at it. All of a sudden, and I can still hear that. Crack. I go, whoa, what's going on here? I put that pry bar in there, I pushed down, and the quartz came up. The next layer, same thing. Wedged it out, there was my pipestone. Just like that. And I got thinking, Creator, thank you for sending me, Iktomi to help me, because he showed me where to start that wedge, and it worked. Once we find the vein, we've got to find this. There's a seam going up like that, up and down. And then we know that it's going to go back, and we don't know how far back into the rock ledge it goes. So what we need to do is break away all that rock that's above this seam here. And then a lot of times, right where we break it through there, there's a seam going this way that allows us to take that whole slab out of there then. But if it doesn't go back right where we're coming down, then we got to go up here again and take it down until we find that back seam that goes this way.
How do you know how far it is going?
We don't.
You don't?
We don't.
You
No,
don't?
It's just a total guess.
Just a guess?
Yes, it's a guess.
So
what we do normally is, let's say this quartzite was still sitting on top of here, then we'll start removing that quartzite. Hopefully it goes back a long way so that we can expose that seam back there.
Yep.
And so we got to remove the quartzite, and hopefully it's there, but a lot of times it's not. Sometimes you go back in there and dig some more, and end up back seam is there. That allows it to slide out real easy then. But nothing is, you know, at 10 inches you're going to hit that. Nope, it's not there. 12 inches, no. 14, maybe.
Yep.
20, possibly. So you just don't know.
Okay.
That's the intriguing part of this whole thing.
Is it always different?
It's always different.
It's always different.
Yeah.
So there's no way you can say from experience, I have to go that far. There is this line.
No.
There's no way.
No way.
No way.
No.
Always,
No,
always,
it's always different.
Always a surprise.
Yep, it is, right? Yeah. And the surprise is that once you remove the rock, and it's there. That's the surprise.
That's a surprise.
Yep. Pipestone deposit is in layers.
Yes.
And so, you know, you don't get a solid piece of stone any thicker than maybe 1 3/4 inches. That's about as thick as it'll get. And every once in a while you do find one that's about maybe 2 inches thick, but other than that, it all comes in layers. The layers could be like maybe 1 inch, possibly 1 1/4 inches, which is about right for pipes. But your bottom layer is the prime layer, and that's what we go for.
The bottom layer?
The bottom layer.
That's the layer you use for making the pipes?
That's the prime layer. That's the best.
Okay.
And that could be 1.5 inches up to 1 3/4 inches thick, but nice and solid.
Yeah.
Easy to work with. This one.
There's a different sound coming.
Yeah, it changes from kind of a lower sound and it comes up to a little higher sound. We know that the chisel or the wedge has been set and the rock is starting to lift. And by different sounds we can tell whether it's going to be a big break or a small break. This looks like it's kind of a small break because the way it's already the small amount I'm working on right now. Right now it's nice and warm. Still, you know, mid-September yet, but warm. Believe it or not, about a month from now we'll have probably parkas and thermal underwear and everything else on out here quarrying if we haven't got our pipestone out yet. So it really changes now and for another month, not coming up yet.
The sound, yes.
Tight, yep. Yep. This is a little bit of a crack.
Yep.
There it is. Wait,
Yep.
wait. There it is.
There it is, yes.
But I guess, you know, the work we do, Creator's going to make it easy, going to make it difficult. You never know.
Never know.
Just the way He put things together. And here we are. He put it together. We're tearing it apart. But we got to get down to the sacred red pipestone. Make our sacred ceremonial pipes. So, you know, that's the reward we have. We have all this work, and the reward is getting this sacred red stone out, so that not only myself but other people can have sacred Chanunpha to offer their prayers to the Creator. And not very many of us left that do the quarry, and a lot of us are getting, like myself, getting to that age of being an elder and not physically capable of doing the work that we used to do 20, 30 years ago. It's a lot of work, hard on the body. So, well, we still go at it though. We still struggle and try to do the best we can for the people. And I guess that's what our mission is. We know how to work these quarries. A lot of people come down here and just don't have the knowledge of how to go about breaking through this rock. They stand on top of it and beat on it all day long for a couple of weeks and probably not go anyplace. Whereas one of us experienced quarriers will come in here and set a chisel or a wedge or something like that in certain places and break a whole bunch of stone out. Where these other ones just beat on rock for a couple of weeks. So it's a longer apprenticeship that you got to do to learn how to quarry the sacred pipestone. It's not an easy thing.